Why? Because you're like, well, Mr. Gott, why don't you read it? Well, you know what? I will. I'll read this one for you. So I'm going to read this page. If you want me to read it, just keep watching. If you don't want me to read it, you can read it yourself. Then move on to the next page. But here I go. The president's legislative powers include many aspects involving recommending and approving legislation. Bring this over here. Um, Informing and persuading public opinion, issuing directives, and controlling special sessions of Congress. Okay, that's what some of the powers he has. With the State of Union address given before a joint session of Congress at the start of each year, we should be having one coming up soon, the president has the power to deliver a message and argue his case before the legislative branch and the American people. He gets a chance to go one-on-one with Senate, House of Representatives, and America. He has two opportunities to do this with the budget message and the economic report. He is able to use this message power to inform the nation of new laws that are needed and propose solutions to our current problems. Furthermore, the president has the approval power of every bill the Congress passes. Remember, that's one of his checks he has or she has, is that she can approve or deny every bill that the legislature passes. He can either sign it into law or veto it, kick it out. The bill entirely, veto. Say, nah, veto. You should know that word by now, because you don't. That's what the president goes, nah, we're not doing that. This is just side. In combination with the executive orders and executive privilege, the president can check the powers of the legislative branch. Read topic 5, the executive branch, the presidency, the vice president. Lesson 3, the president's domestic powers, executive orders, and executive privilege on page 216. You've already did that. Keep in mind that the president can unilaterally act and make decisions. What's the word unilaterally mean? You can Google it, or I can tell you. It means he can do it by himself. By himself. How does this affect the checks and balances system? Why does Congress not recognize executive? Why does Congress not recognize executive privilege? Executive privilege makes it more difficult for the legislative and judicial branches to check the power of the chief executive. There's always a little fight, not fighting, a little tension going on between all the branches to make sure that America stays safe. The Constitution gives the president executive power and requires the president to take care that laws are faithfully executed, not executed as in being shot, but executed as in done. These statements imply that the president has the power to issue executive orders. Executive orders are directives, rules, or regulations that have the force of law, even though Congress was not involved in creating these orders. Yes, the president can sometimes do executive orders where he writes out rules and laws that people have to follow, even though Congress did not agree to them. There has to be a check on that. There is. Presidents have used executive orders amid much controversy since the beginning of the nation. One of the most famous executive orders was the Emancipation Proclamation. Thinking Lincoln, you're thinking right. In which President Abraham Lincoln used during the American Civil War. With an executive order, President Lincoln unilaterally freed all the enslaved persons under states of Confederate control. What about the other states? We're not discussing that. It's U.S. history. Moving on. The president can check the power of the courts and judicial branch by changing the court's decisions in specific cases. He shall have the power to grant reprieves and pardons for offenses against the United States, and except in the cases of impeachment, saying that the president can pardon people who have done bad things. The power to grant reprieves and pardons is known as the power of clemency. Okay, pardon is like if you get arrested and you go to jail for doing something, the president goes, "Oh, it's okay, buddy, it's fine," and you don't have that on your record anymore. Or you're in jail, you're out of jail. It is only valid in federal cases. It cannot get you out of a speeding ticket. And our federal cases, it cannot be used when someone is impeached. Once the president grants reprieves and pardons, the decision cannot be reversed. Pretty powerful power there. Read the power of clemency, Magruder's. Okay, as you access the text, consider why the founding fathers might have thought it was important to give the president these judicial powers. After you finish reading, look at the very important vocabulary words that you should have written down. Amnesty, a blanket pardon offered to a group of law violators. Clemency, mercy or leniency, leniency granted to an offender by the chief executive, commutation, the power to reduce the length of a sentence, fine, or crime, pardon, release from the punishment or legal consequences of a crime by the president in the federal case, or a governor in a state case, saying, you guys, you don't have to do you did wrong, but we're going to let you slide. And reprieve, unofficial postponements, postponement of the executive of a sentence. Usually reprieves happen when someone's about to get dead, like executed, and the president goes, yeah, don't kill him. That's kind of what a reprieve is. And you can read that ahead if you want to in the reader, but I read it to you. See, I can read. You can read. We can all do this. All right. I'm gonna get some water. I gotta find out where the pause button is for this. No, found it.